Listen, guys, I'm going to make a confession to you guys that I don't talk about in this podcast. The Comedy Store, and I don't even know why I'm telling you this, but I just want you to know what's going on in my world. For the last 3 years at the Comedy Store, I was doing main room shows. You know that. And because I sell tickets, they would pay me good money and they would give me cash. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays was nice. Guys, you know, I got paid $15 for 20 years. I deserved a raise, okay? Let's put it that way. For fucking 18 years, I got $15, just like Joe Rogan, just like Paul Mooney, just like everybody else, just like Richard Pryor, just like Bobby Lee, just like Theo Von, just like Bill Burr. But when you did the main room, they paid you and they paid you cash. And they gave you some good money. Now, I did something. I would take that cash, because I'm not ashamed to tell you guys. I would take that cash and I would put it in an envelope and put it in a safe. Never counted it. And then I do another scam. I skim from myself on the road. You know me, dog. I'm the only guy that can rob himself, okay?
You charge yourself a vig?
I charge myself a vig. They're supposed to give me money for a plane ticket. I always make them give me $500 cash and yardsticks. They're like, why? I don't know. And then I get home and nobody knows nothing because that's part of my plane money. You follow what I'm saying to you? So I take that $500, I open the safe, and I put it in there. I don't even have the safe no more. I got rid of it because I'm like, somebody's going to break it and take the safe.
Okay.
So I'll tell you why I got rid of the safe. First of all, I had nothing else in there. I had a gun in there. That's it. I took it out now because now you got to protect yourself. So, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. For 3 years, every Tuesday and Thursday, I went to the Comedy Store and they gave me cash. I would go home and throw in that envelope. Never counted it. Didn't want to count it. I said, I'm going to save this for a rainy day. Something's going to happen for a rainy day. And I kept putting whatever they were, 300s, 500s, 750, whatever they would give me. And this is the first time I've ever discussed money with you guys. I would put in this envelope. COVID came along one day. I said, somebody called me and said they were having a hard time. Before, 2 weeks before COVID, a dear friend of mine, I said, I got you covered. What's the amount that you need? And they told me it wasn't a lot of money, but, it was money. I go, no problem. I mean, he was a childhood friend of mine. He bailed me out of 13 million fucking things. And he's struggling now. I want to repay the favor. So I went into the envelope and I was going to give my wife the cash to deposit it to write him a check so it wouldn't come out of the house. My wife wouldn't say, that's house money you're giving to your friends. I took that money and I counted it. I don't want to tell you how much money was in that envelope. But let's say it was 20 grand in cash plus.
Wow.
Because it was 3 years of filling that envelope every week with Comedy Store money. Okay, and they were all $100 bills.
Damn, let's go to Vegas.
Do you know what?
What?
There's not a $100 bill left.
Wow.
Remember, I gave $5,000 to the store. I took that money and I sent it out to my friends who I knew would need it. I didn't want them to ask me. You never let a friend embarrass themselves when they're going through hell. So before they could even ask, I just put it in my fucking PayPal account and sent it out. Without even asking, they called and said, Joey, we don't want the money, but you're not going to believe this. We didn't even know how we were going to pay our shop this month. One friend of mine called. He goes, I didn't even know how we were going to pay my shop. And I figured that's how I could help during this time, I think I took a couple hundred for a cat shelter and I donated money from the church to the men, North Hollywood, whatever. I went over there, dropped off clothes, and gave them $3 cash. I dropped off all my sweatpants, my big fat man sweatpants and shit. I had 20 hooded sweatshirts. I just put them in a bag when they had that homeless thing up here in North Hollywood, and I went up there and dropped off, and I gave the lady $300 cash. That was left from that money. That's it. I'm not mad. That's what that money was for. A rainy fucking day. But I thought it was going to be for me. It ended up being for my friends. And that's what you live life for. That's it.
Granted, I'm sure everyone can use some money, but selfishly, does it feel a little bit? Did it feel good to have people be that like happy? Like I know you did. That's not why you did it, but when you make someone that happy, it has to make you feel good.
You know how many steaks Joe Rogan bought me?
What?
You know how many TV shows Syatt the Entertainer put me in? Do you have any idea how many times Ralphie May took care of me? Who was here last week? Josh Wool. Did I ever tell you the time he took me to buy 3 pairs of suits for a TV show? You know, I think Brody gave me a couple hundred one time to eat. This is what happens, brother. You can't ask back, or you can't ask it back. Josh Wolf never asked back for the money for the suits. You know how many times I just had the balls to ask Rogan for $100, and he would give it to me without blinking an eye, knowing it was for drugs. But what can he do? He didn't want me to rob somebody or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, I've had very good friends that have been very good to me. How can I deny? And these are kids from Jersey. These were all kids. There was a couple waitresses, but these were kids from Jersey that, they go back to the 6th grade with me. I asked everybody. I asked a couple friends, and they said they were all right, but I knew a handful of them that weren't all right. I had one friend that was moving into a new place, and I knew he needed the deposit. And right before he asked, boom, I just sent him a fucking certified check. He doesn't have PayPal. This is what this life is about, is remembering, especially in times like this. I wish I could do more. I wish I was Bill Gates, and I could do more. And I could just, but I'm not, I could just do what I could do. So this is a time right now that your bank account means nothing because there's somebody missing a fucking meal. Well, it's the truth. It's the fucking truth.